Oh, hello, and welcome to today's Decay. We celebrate births and beginnings of everything important since the dawn of time. It's delicious. July 15th, all day. So what happened? 1910, Washboard Sam was born, who was a country blues washboard Delta blues musician. Mama Don't Allow is probably the song that will ring down through the ages. But somebody has a record pressing plant and has the ability. I'm gonna put my vote in for #1 Drunkard as a song that desperately needs to be put out on 45. I don't know that I've ever heard it played anywhere. Because Washboard Sam started in 30s, maybe even 20s. But continues on into the 40s, maybe even early 50s. So well into the rhythm and blues and early rock and roll era. And #1 Drunkard is not of his golden age 30s period, but rather 48 or something like that. And it is so good. I mean, he has many good songs, but this one in particular, I think, not that it's a competition, but #1 Drunkard, it's a good one. Needs to be heard. Loud and with a room full of people dancing, as it was intended. Larry Cohen, born today in 1936, New York Jewish filmmaker who who grew up with a love of classic Hollywood and horror films, including Michael Curtiz's Adventures of Robin Hood and Casablanca. Michael Curtiz, my namesake, oddly enough. So yeah, I can commiserate. But these are not what made Larry Cohen, these are not elements that made Larry Cohen the reason we're talking about him today. No. He was a filmmaker who worked in blaxploitation stuff in the 70s, and then a horror film and sci-fi filmmaker of his own, including stuff like It Lives, and God Told Me To, and Q the Winged Serpent, which is such a strange movie. It's a remake of The Flying Serpent with George Zucco and John Carradine, which nobody at all was ever asking for a sequel or a remake of, which was only just a remake of Bela Lugosi's Devil Bat, but with Quetzalcoatl instead. And in this case, Quetzalcoatl holds up in the Chrysler building, and it's just awesome early 80s New York City, which you just can't go wrong shooting a camera at early 80s New York City or 70s, and he didn't. But that's not to say that he's not a talent himself, but he had some really great stuff to work with in the meantime. Also, I think did he write the script for Maniac Cop? Not a big fan of Maniac. Love The Last Picture Show, and Maniac Cop is so why does Maniac just not connect with me? I just think it's cruel and violent, and I'm getting off topic because this is all about Larry Cohen. Anyway, Maniac Cop. Love Maniac Cop. Rocky Erickson, 1947, born. I was lucky enough to see him at least once. Yeah, I think note to self: never miss anything, because you never know how many more times you've got to see them, and you're always oh, later, next time. There may never be a next time. So always see these things, Case in point, Johnny Thunders. I never got to see him. Born today, 1952. Is there anybody more New York than Larry Cohen? Is it Johnny Thunders with the New York Dolls and the Heartbreakers and everything? Oh yeah. Johnny Thunders, all the way. New York Dolls, to me, hits this really sweet spot. What can I say? I think I just did. Okay, moving right along. The Laurel, Goularte, and Hardy Show premiered today in 1963. This is really interesting. Goularte, aka Ernie Anderson, was so popular in Cleveland as a horror host in the early 60s that he had three TV shows all playing at the same time. Not the same window of time, but in the same season or whatever. One was like a Friday night show, one was a Saturday afternoon show, and one was like a Saturday night show. One is like the first one is where it's like just like a stark set, dark, and like he's like lit from underneath, and he's just like winging it with this nonsense. That's like, you know, the classic one. And then there's another one that's like just for kids in the afternoon. That's like he's surrounded by like merchandise for you to buy. And then there's a third one as well. I'm forgetting which is which, but yeah, Laurel, Gillardy, and Hardy was like the kids show in the afternoon. And it's wild because like all of his content, almost all of his content, is like totally lost today. But he had such an impact on so many people that grew up with him in the 60s, including one Lux Interior. That like, would we have the world we have today without, if you had taken Goulardi out of the equation? I don't know. If so, it would have been a lot less nuts, because he inspired much craziness, and happy for it. What else? Vampiros Lesbos premiered today, 1971. I love this movie. Jess Franco at like one of the heights of his career, I'd say. This would like, She Killed in Ecstasy, Venus in Furs, Woman, Lizard in a Woman's Skin, are like all just, you can't touch them. Can't touch these. And then eventually he just like falls apart. I think. I don't know. I know there's plenty of Jess Franco fans out there that will fight tooth and nail for like everything he's ever done, and I'm not one of them. But Vampiros Lesbos, fabulous. And the Escalators LP, Moving Staircases, first premiered today in 1983. That was unbeknownst to me until I read Mark Robertson's book, Ride This Torpedo, which I'm told is in second printing and available at finer bookshops. That's not true. At probably Crazy Love Records and like, you know, psychobillymeeting.com or whatever, and so on and so forth. Which you should definitely get, because it's great, and it's like everything post-Meteors Mark Robertson related, including Johnny Thunders. And that's probably the only connection for all these things. But yeah, the point is, enjoy the day, because you never know how many more you got. To quote the Escalators, the first thing I do in the morning is smile. It gets it over with. Genius! All right, that's it. July 15th, all things you should enjoy on the day they premiered. Because like, you never know if things are gonna bomb or explode and be wonderful or what. And that's like this moment of creation that's like so innocent and questionable. And I'm here for it. So it's my story and I'm sticking to it. Till tomorrow, goodbye.